Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pulse Asian TV. What do we do here? Well, I'm your host, AsianOnPulse, and I'm excited to have all of you here with us tonight, right? So, for those who are new here, here's a quick introduction. Pulse Asian TV is a platform dedicated to showcasing ASEAN's Web3 builders, right? Innovators and also industry leaders. So, our mission is to bridge the entire Asian crypto community with real projects, real founders, and real community as well as the conversations. So delivering good insights, honest discussion, and basically any crypto journey that you would like to hear, right? Also a deep dive into technologies that are redefining how we interact with the digital world. So ASEA don't just participate, we will lead, and we are already leading, right? So before we begin, a quick shout out to our co-host MacB. Well, he's unable to join us tonight because he's got some issues with him settling out there. So he sends his best regards to all of the audience here tonight and also our special guests this evening. So he wishes he could be here and he's definitely with us in the spirit, right? So speaking of special guests, tonight we are honored to welcome, right, the representative from KiraPay, just like our thumbnail, all right? A rising powerhouse in a global crypto payments, cross-chain settlement, frictionless merchant integration. Well, let's hear from the right guy. So sit back, turn up the volume, and get ready. Make sure to subscribe. It's Pulse Asian TV episode 6, and it starts now. So let's dive in. All right. So let me please welcome the special guest tonight, Nitin. Hello, how are you there?
Hello guys, hello everyone. I'm Nitin. I'm based off Telangana and I'm the DevRel at KiraPay. So happy to go through the KiraPay and discuss about crypto payments and all stuff, what's going on and etc.
Awesome. Okay, so here, Nitin, this is what we usually do with all our special guests every episode. So we would like to know your crypto journey, like since when you got started into Web3.
Hmm. Yeah, sure. So I started crypto journey probably in late 2021 or early 2022. So as like everyone, I got into this Web3 space by the crypto investing and all the stuff. Just to very curious about what the digital currencies, cryptocurrencies sounds very great. Then I just started getting digging into the what is Bitcoin, not just trading but understanding why we need Bitcoin. So then like a strong reason why they created Bitcoin. So if you go back to the 2008 financial crisis, where due to the negligence of banks a lot of people faced issues, then an anonymous person came up with a concept of these cryptocurrencies where people own money, peer-to-peer cash electronic systems, which excited me a lot. Then this is how I got into the Web3 space. So as a computer science student, then again I didn't stop at Bitcoin understanding blockchain, but also I tried to understand Ethereum very deep level. Then I got into development. I started journey as a full stack, then I shifted to smart contracts, also full-time applications and all this stuff. This is how I get into the crypto.
So you are a tech background yourself. You are a programmer yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm the programmer, I'm the developer,
Oh, awesome. So
especially smart contracts
before
developer.
blockchain, what do you do? Like programming, like applications and anything else?
Yeah, I started as a full stack application, so my journey started with Monstack developer, then shifted into whole full stack, any library based by JS and all these libraries like Next.js, React.js, and other
Yeah,
front end libraries, Node.js and backend APIs and all the stuff. Then I shifted into the smart contracts and
I see.
started with Solidity itself.
Solidity, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. So a quick one. Have you heard of Pulse Chain?
Yeah. I just got to know about Pulse like few days back itself. So
Where was
yeah.
it?
I just got to know about Pulse in through Twitter. You used to do a lot of like these episodes. Just started these episodes, so I
Yeah.
just watched 2 to 3 episodes. Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. Cool. Later we can talk about that. So aside from that, you basically mentioned that you started back in late 2021 or early 2022, right? So
yeah.
when you step into the world of crypto, what was your biggest uh, gains that you have made in this
Sorry, biggest
biggest gains?
biggest gains.
Yeah.
So I was never a trader. So I tried, but I lost a lot. But the biggest gain is understanding the whole of finance, how exactly the money is flowing in current ecosystem. So why we need this change? This is the biggest change, at least for my mindset, to get into more into these things, and which got me exposure to expand my knowledge in all different fields, understanding about the payments, not only payments, it's more of how exactly this all the stuff is working, right? Because the biggest question for me is, if there is no central entity, then who is taking the decisions to get some tokens or coins in circulation? So due to this, I got exposure to a lot of things. Thus I consider the biggest gain for me when I just entered into this thing.
So it started from curiosity, like
Yeah,
how do you replace central entity, right? So that
yeah,
was the how that you step into and find out more about blockchain technologies. So
exactly.
from there you started, and then when you step in, then what about since you have said that you basically don't trade much, and even when you did, you basically lost it like mostly, right? So right now I believe that you are a part of a project, and I'm sure you are holding some in your bags as well, right? What are you bullish on?
What am I bullish on? Always Bitcoin. If
Always.
it's a token, if it's a coin, always a Bitcoin. And I'm like, I would say ETH Maxi too, but I always say Bitcoin because I know the use case and the main reason why we came up with this concept. So definitely this thing. So, and there is also full scope of building a proper applications on blockchain, such as like one of my favorite concepts is also came up with eigenlayer. If you heard about eigenlayer,
Yep, yep.
so these kind of projects really helps a lot um, in next upcoming future for like good crazy applications, which helps a lot for developers and also to build any applications on top of these layers.
Interesting, interesting. Wow, okay. So a little bit different this time, maybe because you have been in this space for just a few
Yeah,
years. It's not
yeah.
long enough yet, right? Because for myself, I've been through like since I think it's 6 years now, right? So I've been in this industry since 2019, and thanks to the Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX, because of Hex, I've basically witnessed it since day one. Went down 90% and then go back up 10,000x. So that's the experience that I experienced myself,
Also,
right?
we all know that 4 year circle, the Bitcoin halving circle is more or it just repeats all the time, most of the times.
Yeah, like down 90% and then break new all-time high again. It's repeating
Yeah,
the cycle, right? And Bitcoin did do that. However, in this cycle, well, many of the other altcoins, being a if maxi yourself, you've seen that, well, we are
yeah.
we are already delayed from there, right?
Mhm.
So will they come? We don't know, but we just focus on building. We just focus on how this technology is empowering people, giving back the people the what's that called, the rights, right? That is what we want. Yeah,
Correct.
so okay, let's move on to the main one of the main topic, right? We already heard enough about you, so let's talk about what is KiraPay, right? So this like you can introduce us what you are in KiraPay. I mean, like what position do you hold there, and also what are the excitements about KiraPay that we should know about?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So I joined KiraPay as a developer relations. So I just create the developer communities and I onboard few developers who want to integrate these cross-border payments, crypto payments into these applications. So I handle these things as a developer relations. So before knowing what KiraPay, we'll learn like I want to discuss what's the problem with current scenarios, like what the problem we are solving. So if you go back to 2008, the Bitcoin is for payments, right? The Bitcoin is for peer-to-peer payments without any central entity. But it's been more than 15 years now, Bitcoin since introduced Bitcoin, but still there's this payment friction because the crypto payments are very massive, but in the same time it's very fragmented. Like a lot of number of blockchains, and every blockchain has their own native coin, and every blockchain has their different types of tokens, number of tokens. Then for new normies, the people who just are getting into crypto, and the just people who just moderate in crypto, they don't understand all concepts of blockchains. They face a lot of difficulties in holding a number of plenty of tokens in different chains, different wallets, which doesn't make sense for them to use anymore because it's too much work to hold all the tokens. So there is a payment friction still exists. A lot of bridges are were trying to solve this, but they're not providing proper user experience, which actually we need, because whatever the bridges are providing, so any technical person, they can easily get familiar with those bridges because swaps and all stuff. But imagine the people who are not from technical background and who used to do these fiat payments like through QR codes, through checkout links and all the stuff. So these kind of solutions is not exist in crypto yet. For example, there is Stripe, there's a PayPal, which gives a proper user experience for any people, any merchants in all over globe to accept payments from any country. They made very seamless, very simple. That's what we are trying to do at KiraPay, right? KiraPay is a cross-border payment gateway for Web3 merchants right now. We're also focusing on Web2 merchants too. So what we do is, while you need to just create a merchant dashboard, so merchant account just like any PayPal account. So then while creating your account, you can have the you can settle your desired token, so you can use only single token if you want. So now what we are providing is, instead of sharing any wallet addresses to accept the crypto payments as a merchant, which is risky, because the merchants are not 100% familiar with these tokens, coins, wallet addresses. So we know how exactly validators look like hexadecimal hash, big long hexadecimal hash, and there's chance for them to probably misuse, or like not misuse, but probably send giving the wrong address and all stuff that still exists, right? So now what we are doing is, we are just giving them a web2 experience, but for web3 payments, that's it. So we have two to three different features. One is where merchants can just create a checkout links just like a PayPal or Stripe checkout links. Also we'll provide some QR codes just like how we get in normal QR codes for in like fiat transfers. So this is what exactly we are doing. So in simple terms, making merchants to use cross-border crypto payments with zero friction and with zero penalty.
Interesting, interesting. So it's basically make things as seamlessly as possible so that any normies can use it like
Yeah,
what they have been using in their e-wallets or any digital payment or any digital shopping on e-commerce, right?
exactly,
Yeah, cool.
exactly.
So do you have anything to share so that we can have a visualized, more in-depth understanding what is QRPay?
Sure, definitely. So I will just go through the dashboard itself, so it clears all the things.
Anything you like, whichever you feel comfortable and you think that is very layman and easy for every people to watch this video to understand about QRPay.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the screen. Can you please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yeah, wait, it's here, but let me make it slightly bigger. Oh, I think you need to change to the dashboard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. So now, in simple terms, you also imagine as a Stripe or PayPal for crypto payments, right? So you just go to this dashboard.kirapay.com, and you just need to create an account. Just need to give few details and all the stuff. And also while onboarding, what you do is just give the your preferred wallet address and preferred currency which you are willing to get settled token. This is a settlement token in simple words, right?
Okay.
So this is the dashboard. So almost like, imagine it as a PayPal, and let's say you want to accept a payment from someone sitting in US, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what you do is you just go to the payment links. So you can create the payment link just like in simple two steps. So there are two different types we have. One is unlimited use and one is another is one time use. For example, unlimited use, where you can use this unlimited use things is, for example, if you are building an e-commerce platform, right? So you have a product. So now a lot of people can buy single product. So in this case, you will only generate link once, and it will get used unlimited times. And probably there are few scenarios where you need only the link for one time. So once the link is used, it should be deactivated, just like paying in subscriptions and all this stuff. So let's go with unlimited use. So now imagine payment link name is, imagine a product name. So just for this thing. So now you need to just select the currency type. So why this currency type is, so that the opposite person, the person who is paying, the user will, it will be very easy to understand the exact currency and all this stuff. So let's create a link for one. So now we just created a link. So
Mm-hmm.
we have two things. One is QR code. The merchant can display this QR code or share this QR code. So now before I'm going through the payment, KiraPay is not limited to this only dashboard. We also have our own SDKs and APIs where merchants can integrate within their applications. They
Cool.
can also integrate any website which built by no code, like Shopify and etc. Lovable Shopify, if they want, they can also integrate with those web applications too. And if someone is building proper end-to-end merchant or end-to-end some websites where they need to accept crypto payments globally, so we will provide the SDKs and APIs too for them to integrate all this stuff very seamlessly. So now the thing is, imagine you are the merchant and you don't want to accept all the different number of tokens. Let's say you want to only accept USDC coin on Ethereum, because having um, using single token will makes your life easy, just because to track all the payments. But your users might don't use USDC coin on Ethereum. They might use Solana, they might use Bitcoin, they might use some other layer 2 chains, right? So if they want to use your product, right, if they want to use your product, what happens is they need to exchange their coins with the USD which you are preferring. So they need to go to some decentralized or centralized exchanges. They need to swap the tokens. And if it's completely different chain, they might also require to use different wallets, which increases 3 to 4 different types of steps. This is the reason a lot of crypto normies are struggling to use the crypto payments. Even a lot of web3 people itself not using these crypto payments just because of this payment friction. So we are solving this thing. I will show an example. So you can see your 0x83, this is my wallet address for
Mm.
this particular account, right? So this is how the checkout URL looks like. Fine. So I just proceed with the browser extension and Rabi. I'm just changing my wallet so that it's easy for understand.
Sure.
So now, whenever you connected your wallet, it will fetch all the tokens available in your wallet, which you just connected while this checkout. So these are all the available tokens I have within my wallet address. So let's proceed with OP. You can see this is OP, right?
Yep. Optimism. That's right.
Yeah, and USDC, right? So, or else for better, we'll go with ETH, because yeah, ETH, confirm token. So we just need to select the token which you are willing to pay. So now user can use any token. It's not necessary to use single token. You can use any tokens and just pay now. Yes, within a 2 seconds, the payment is processed and it got settled in USDC Ethereum for the merchant, right? So it just already within 2 seconds, it just bridged from Arbitrum to Ethereum and it settled in Ethereum for the merchant. Let's check it out. If I go to transactions, boom, yeah, we just did it like 622. It just transferred very simply.
Interesting.
So yeah, this is what we are achieving.
But I just now saw the transaction has like the price impact. So how do you like minimize the price impact?
Correct, correct. Good question. So right now we have multiple relays at this moment. So now we are still in beta version. So you can see a lot of price difference here, right? I agree with that because due to this the network and all these issues, and due to traffic, it took more gas at this moment. But eventually we are planning to have our own relay in our background, having our own liquidity pools and having our own smart router logics. It's still in our pipeline. So for now, we are using the relays. So once we shift all these existing relays to our own relayer and our own smart routing logic, then there will be no gas fees, like very minimal. It's like less than a 1%. Right now, we deduct 1% as the fees on every transaction at this moment, but it won't be this much difference when we move from this existing relays to our own relayer in our backend.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a very important thing because ultimately people want to use this for convenience, but at the same time they would like to make sure that the price impact doesn't get too high and also like minimize slippage for whatever routes they are going through, right?
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Cool.
So I also want to go through the documentation like that we provide.
Oh, so we are done with the site? Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, or else we can also explore all the stuff. So you can just get all the report of your transactions, like day wise or monthly or weekly wise reports. And
Hmm.
this dashboard will helps a lot for you to track the payments. And it we also planning to give the analytics far better than this. I guess this is analytics pretty enough analytics for any merchant to keep track of their payments and accounts, all this stuff. So this is all about our dashboard. Minimalist, simple, uh very user interactive one. So this tab is to create links. This is to track the transactions. This reports is to generate the weekly or monthly reports, and this is just an home page where it will all cover this.
So
Also,
let's say we're talking about retail merchant adoption. So if I'm a merchant today, I just need to sign up an account with KiraPay here and using this dashboard, right?
yeah,
So what if I'm a user? Do I also use this dashboard as well?
no, if you are user, you don't need any dashboard, right? So just imagine this is a transaction. So imagine you
Oh,
are
so
paying
this is
to
for
X to Z
merchants
person.
only. Understand?
Yeah, you're just paying to some person and
Yeah,
he just shows checkout link. So what you see is you will read it to such website, and what you see is only this thing.
understand. Cool.
You don't need any account and anything as a user.
That's
And
right.
another thing I need to mention is, while whenever you create your merchant dashboard, you will get an API key, which
Mhm.
also gives you to access to our SDK and API key, SDK and APIs to integrate within your application if you want to,
Interesting.
right?
Interesting.
So this is all about the dashboard so far. So I will also just go through the where you should go if you want to integrate within your application, within your any website. So this is the website, this is our documentation,
Hmm.
and just redirect to the developer. So here we have the proper clear documentation for APIs and SDKs. We have two things, APIs and SDKs. Also webhooks. We all know why we need, why, how important we need webhooks for whenever we integrate SDKs or APIs. We also have webhooks. So if I deep dive into this, we have four routes, four endpoints. So one endpoint is to create any payment link. So by using this endpoint, you just need to pass the JSON or the metadata, which required metadata, and you can simply create links with simple one click. Then also we have another two getter links, three getter links. One is get user links endpoint, another is get user link by code. So what does it mean by code is, whenever we redirect to here, you can see a different code, different code for every payment. So you can also retrieve payment details and the information about particular checkout through this code. This is a route it means. And get valid transactions, basically fetching all the transactions per single wallet or individual wallet. So these four endpoints we have right now, which is good enough to go through documentation and easy to integrate and all this stuff. So we'll also have SDK. just here. Yeah, so this is the SDK. And if someone is not familiar with um, development, right? So this is more of a developers who want to integrate SDKs or APIs to accept cross-border payments through KiraPay. So we also have tutorials uh, with Next.js. Also, we also just created this prompt for people who are non-coders, so they can just literally copy this and give it to any AI or any AI you're using to build your website, and it will do your work. And this is a SDK. We have a lot of basic examples. You can simply use it with the plain HTML too, right? Just importing the package and all the stuff.
Interesting. Do you have any example, like if let's say I'm the client that wants to integrate QRPay now? So
Yeah.
with this coding given, right?
Yeah.
How would it look like as a front end for a normal user to look at it?
Okay, sure. So I have the tutorial one. So what I do is I will just go through this code. I just created as a starter template. So now you can just explore this starter template. You can just clone and you will get to know how to use it. So will what we do? I will just show you how exactly it works.
That's a sweet one. Yeah, sweet wallpaper you have.
Yeah.
Suddenly we are now in a tech class.
So I'm just redirecting to the code so that we I will show you how easy it is to integrate, right?
Yeah, like because we as a normie, because I'm not a technical person as well, so
Sure,
we as
sure.
a normie, with these codings being so conveniently provided, so once we like what you mentioned just now, we can just plug it into our HTML and and like that, that's on the code part. But what do normie sees, like on the website, what do we see? That's the thing. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, definitely. So now this is a very basic code. So
Mhm.
what you do, you just need to uh, create a app, just start a Next.js application. So once you will get these all this kind of what I said, this kind of folders. This is a structure of Next.js, right? So this is just a structure of Next.js. You won't create each every file. You just get through one single command. So after this, you just need this one file. Yes. So this is the main file what we need. So this is the only file just we are running right now. Before that, I will just run the application. Then I will explain the line by line in just 2 minutes. Right.
No problem.
Yes. So imagine this is a web application, right? Just imagine this web application and imagine this create payment button. Imagine this is as a adding product. Okay. So imagine this is as a adding a product into the any e-commerce web application. So now what I do, I just need to import the SDK, right? This line just to import the SDK. And next, I just need to give the my KiraPay API. I just need to fetch the API. And then there are only three lines where we can create the button, right? So now, if you see here, if you see here, these 30 line number from 32 to 48, these 10 15 lines is the code to create a payment link. You only need these 15 lines to create a payment link. So let's see how it works. So now let's say payment is 12 and price is 1. Whenever I click this payment create button, what we are calling is, yeah, can you see here this create payment button. This create payment button is this button, and it's expecting two parameters. One is the payment title and another is the price of the single token. So right now we are just creating a unlimited we also we just learned about one single use and unlimited use, right? So by default we are using unlimited use payment links. So now whenever I click this payment create button, it just redirect to here, and it will call the create payment link route which we just went through in the
Mhm.
APIs, right? So it just call that particular endpoint, and it creates a payment button in just
So
in
is
one.
this a sign that Pulse will go up to $1 soon?
Yeah, exactly. So now imagine this pay $1 as a checkout, like buy now kind of thing in anything, right? So
Yeah.
if I click this, boom, this is what user will see whenever a merchant integrates KiraPay SDK into their web application. This is what the user sees, and this is how user interact in just 1 to 2 steps. So rest is the exactly what I just showed.
Yep.
We pay the things. I will pay again, no issues. This time using USDC optimism. Previously we used Arbitrum something.
Yep.
Yeah, done, boom. So now see, we created the payment link here, right? So from the web application, now the merchant, I am the merchant in this case, right? Now I can track this payment in our merchant dashboard too. So if I go to our my merchant dashboard, yes, boom. So transactions, we just made a transaction from optimism and it got settled to Ethereum because Ethereum is my settlement token. We not created payment links through the dashboard. What we did, we created payment link through our website, and we can access all the matrices in our dashboard.
Understand.
Yeah.
Cool. So basically, any crypto assets, as long as it's a supported chain, then
Yeah.
any crypto assets can be added, or is there any requirement for any cryptocurrencies to be added as the payment token?
So at this moment, we support most of the chains, like any layer two chains on EVM, any token on EVM, and Solana, and also any Bitcoin, any tokens on Solana, and also Bitcoin too. And we
Literally
still add
any
more,
token.
any
Any
token.
token. Oh,
Yeah, any token which the relay support. Basically it's also depends on the liquidity at this moment. Even for example, if you want to swap some random token with Ethereum, what you do, you might go to some decentralized exchange, right, or centralized exchange. For example, let's say you just went to Uniswap. Even if Uniswap don't have any liquidity, you can't do that particular swap, right? Even there is high chance for the new tokens there won't be any liquidity for the new tokens in Uniswap 2, Uniswap or 1 inch. In that case, you can't perform the swap. Similarly, year 2, right? If the liquidity is too low or the token is very new token, there's a very high chance of having no liquidity. In that case, your transaction might fail. But most of the top tokens we support with zero penalty, and within 1 to 2 seconds, it will settle in 1 to 2 seconds.
interesting. Cool. In that case, you should put Pulse Chain in your list because Pulse Chain is also EVM.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. So because I mentioned, right, we are in beta access at this moment. So we are very soon to go to the public. At this point, we make sure to have almost each and every chain. So we
Interesting.
don't have only single relay in our backend. We have multiple relays in our backend, where we do our own smart routing to fetch which relay is the best pick for your transaction. We choose that, and we suggest that without any complexity for the end users, because end users don't understand the protocols and all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
there
right
are
now we
like
are using
too many
relay
options out
across.
there. That's right.
Yeah, we are using, yeah, this thing like 5 to 6 relays at this moment. But
Interesting.
end goal is to use our own relay, to have our own logic, to have our own LPs, to make it more efficient, more gas efficient.
Mm, cool. Okay, so how about the security part?
Okay, security part in the sense security of tokens, right?
Yeah, if let's say I'm integrating this and I have how do I assure on the security? Is there like any tokens being held custody, or we are basically receiving everything in our own wallet?
Everything in your own wallet, everything is non-custodial. So whatever you connect your wallet, you can connect your non-custodial wallet, where we never handle, we never take your tokens into our wallets. It never
Okay.
happens. So once the transaction is confirmed, in the same time we'll send the transaction to your desired settlement token. It's very quickly, so there is no chance of any risk of losing tokens and all this stuff, because we never handle, we never take your tokens into our custodial wallets. So you can use your own non-custodial wallet or custodial wallet, you can do transactions from there. And one thing to mention, we also planning for off ramps. So for example, imagine if you want to exchange this cryptocurrency, whatever you got, for example, I have $7 here, and imagine if I want to just quickly off ramp to my fiat. So we also providing those off ramp services very soon. We're just figuring out to minimize all the pieces, and we also providing that
How about
now.
on ramp?
Yeah.
How about the on ramp part, like fiat to crypto?
Yeah, once we have off ramp, so there's very high chance to offer the on ramp, because it's more of same routing logics, right? So we are providing these two options very soon. And till now we talked about acquiring web3 merchants, right? Providing these services for web3 merchants. We also have few plans to introduce this KiraPay dashboard for Web2 users who don't know about any crypto, who don't know about wallet and anything. We also trying to provide that by using, we have multiple, there is still proof of concept at this moment. We're still trying to figure it out how we can also provide this similar experience and similar chance to accept cross-border payments for Web2 merchants
Hmm,
by
interesting.
using crypto.
Yep, I think that's something that eventually that's what we call the retail adoption, right?
Yeah,
So eventually, all these Web two merchants, they are coming in and they want to accept crypto as well, and they don't want the risk of hodling like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any crypto assets that has the volatility. So they want instant settlement. So I think this is a very good option for any Web two merchants out there, right? So they if they want to receive crypto in payment, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pulse, Solana, and everything else, I think this is a very good option for people to integrate, right?
exactly, exactly. It makes very easy for Web2 merchants to accept payments globally,
Mm.
because they don't use fiat to transfer. So they just use crypto and it will settle in fiat for the merchant, which is very seamless and very quick.
Yeah. Okay. So adding on, right, I would like to also ask that how do we read a signing message whenever we want to connect our wallet to a contract that we are unsure? How do we need to um, like prevent certain things, certain signals that we shouldn't connect, especially some new DApps out there in the market, right? So
Correct,
we
correct.
want to prevent our wallet being drained. So given that we have this opportunity right now to speak to you, you are being a developer right here, a professional one. Yeah, maybe you can also somehow provide some educational value for our audience.
Sure, definitely. So, I would, okay, let it be. So now, whenever someone using or paying in any app, so what they need to notice is, I will show you an example. Um, it helps a lot. Actually, really good question.
Yeah, because we want people to be safe, right? Yeah, so in order to
Exactly.
be safe, we
So
want
now,
to know more about it. Yeah.
yeah, don't imagine this is a Kirape. Imagine this in any random app or random checkout link where you're connecting wallet, right? So I would suggest using very popular crypto non-custodial wallets. Why? Because, for example, MetaMask and Rabi, they also provide some instructions based on the site popularity and the high chance of risk. What the chance of risk by analyzing the, like if you go to what is yeah, so if we go here, so now these popular wallets like MetaMask and Rabi, it go through all the networks and API calls that this DApp is using. By analyzing all this stuff, it give you some suggestions. It might be a scam or it might be very new and all this stuff. So whenever I connecting to this wallet, it will show you listed by none. Size site popularity is very low because it's demo like we're still in beta access, right? So now this is a just warning. But in some cases, whenever you're using some random dapps, when where they're trying to drain your amount, right? Where they're trying to drain your amount, then this will show in as a danger and will show the all deduct amount. So for example, ignore or connect. So now this is the payment is for $1, right? So now these wallets, what these wallets provide is, these wallets also provide what the token changes in your wallet whenever you're doing this particular transaction from your wallet. What I mean is, when I click pay now, it will show how much it is deducting. It's simply clearly saying $1,
Yeah.
right? Which it should be. But in some dapps, it will show something here, they will show something here, but while paying they might show $100 or $10 or $1,000 here, which you won't mind much because usually people they don't see the simulation results.
Yeah.
This is why I suggest to use such wallets where they provide proper simulations before paying the payments,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Did you get my point? So yeah, these are the things you can also do, like check all these things. So recently I came across, I just cancelled it, few airdrop
Hmm.
scams. Do you know a lot of people just they randomly tag you in Twitter and say you are eligible for
Yeah.
airdrop, go to this website
Plenty. Yeah.
and claim it. I will show you what happens there,
Plenty of that.
right? I will just show you. A lot of people they were like they just give me, they just tag me and says you are eligible for airdrop and all this
That's
stuff.
right.
um,
I will have to say they are very hardworking.
yeah. So I just want to find that particular links but I couldn't able to, or else right, recently Monad they just sent airdrops to a lot of
That's
people.
right.
So a lot of scammers took advantage of this thing and they just replicated the Monad thing,
Hmm.
Monad airdrop, and they simply tried to scam all the tokens available in your wallet. I will show you how it happens. I just want that particular link. Uh, Not this. For some reason, I'm not able to find this thing here.
No worries. Take your time. But I do understand what you are trying to say because I also receive that kind of tag all the time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you share the link if you have, if you can find in your Twitter or somewhere? Just share me that link. I will show you what they're doing to drain your wallet and how the simulation of the wallet helps to understand what's happening before signing a transaction. Mm. Okay, probably I'm not able to. I couldn't able to find these things. Um,
Hmm. I don't see it now because I usually delete it. Oh, I saw
exactly. Yeah.
one giveaway tag. Wait, moment. Yeah.
So what they do is, um, they show you a wallet. They show you some amount. They ask you to connect your wallet. So then, while connecting your wallet, in their backend, they write a logic to fetch all the tokens, all the number of tokens, and they will ask you to sign. When they ask you to sign,
Uh-huh.
when they ask you to sign, the signing is not to connect the wallet, but the sign is to drain your wallet.
That's right.
Uh, was this link?
Yeah, usually I think
So
airdrop or giveaway is the title for it. Yeah.
okay, this is dangerous. Let's continue to say. Oh, it's not at all supports because I block such websites. Uh, so you got it right. What I'm trying to explain.
Of course I get it. Just
So
that we are just hoping that the audience, because there could be like new normies who wants to get into Web3, and then these are some.
yeah, in simple, I will explain once again. Is imagine this is connecting wallet,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm connecting this wallet. So now it's clearly says to just connect the wallet, and there is no money change. There is no change in amount in my wallet. If there is any change in amount in my wallet, it simply says these particular amount of tokens were deducting whenever you click connect.
Mhm.
But in this case, we are not saying that. It means it's safe. This is why I'm suggesting to use such wallets where they give some simulation results. That's it, in simple terms.
Understand. Cool. Glad to know. Rabbi used to have a full stack support for Pulse initially back then. Yeah. Yeah, but right
Hmm.
now, many of us has been switched to OKX Web3 wallet because it has a full Pulse integration there, and basically a lot of chain is integrated right there using OKX wallet, so it's very convenient.
We,
Yeah,
we at KiraPay, we support almost all the wallets,
yeah,
for
definitely.
like more than 500 wallets, because any wallet connect can support up to 500 wallets, different types of wallets. So we support all the wallets too. You can use OKX or any wallet.
Yeah, makes sense. So I think that's good. That's good. Yeah. Do you want to like have a run through of pulsechain.com?
Oh, sure. Why
Yeah,
not?
pulsechain.com. Yeah.
I already visited your site.
Okay. So yeah, and then the infos that you like as a developer, so is on your top right. So there you can find out all the docs that you need for integrating Pulse Chain. Yeah. So
I also, I'm sure I added this into my wallet too.
Mhm.
I am sure.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, you have to custom edit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, have
yeah.
have have Pulse.
Yeah, usually we will recommend OKX wallet or maybe like internet money. So internet money is Pulse chain default network is Pulse chain and integrated many other chains as well. Yeah, as well as
Okay.
BuzzUp also has integrated Pulse chain as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
awesome.
So basically, Pulse chain is a layer one EVM, a hard fork of Ethereum, and then improvise on the fees and also on the speed as well. And then if you want to look at the
Mhm.
stats, we have like almost 50,000 validators already. Yeah. So these are the things
Oh,
that is
pretty
happening. The
good.
TVL also about 100 to $200 million around there. And then it has like one of the largest ETH reserve also. Yeah, we are basically the fifth largest ETH reserve among all the Nasdaq listed company and some Web3 companies. Yeah, so this is Pulse Chain.
Mhm.
Lah. So basically, Pulse Chain back in 2021, 2022, once you had a chain, you got to have your own dexes also, right? So basically, Richard Hart did a sacrificial phase, similar like in a way, it's like a fundraising, but it's called sacrificial phase. So it's done
Yeah.
back in 2021 and 2022, and within like several months, raised about $1.7 billion. Yeah, so that was a crazy amount of influence that Hex and Pulse Chain PulseX gets lah. Yeah. So looking forward to more integration as well. Yeah, as you mentioned, which I agree 100% that a lot of normies. Let's not talk about normies yet. Let's talk about like people already in the Web3 space, but many
Okay.
people who are still very conveniently just using centralized exchange. They are not really on chain yet. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
because those
Yeah.
are probably traders or someone who are really new and don't know about the technology yet. So they just stick to what they want to do, and they didn't find out, oh, why is it important that you should hold your own asset as your own custody. So there's a saying called not your key, not your coins, right? So this is what Richard Hart has been teaching since day one. Yeah. So I think it's important, and it's a huge challenge for us to overcome the state where how seamless we can make it for the people who wants to come in next. Yeah, the future wave of the people to swarm into this industry, and maybe they don't even know that they are already on blockchain. So that is the kind of vision that we are all seeing, and it's
Correct.
coming into reality over time, right? So I think we are all piling up the stacks, eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, it's for normal users, it's not about what the tech you are using, how complex the tech is. What all we need to give is a proper experience, a proper interactions for them to use this underlying technology that we are building as a developers, as a founders, or as a people who want to give some good ecosystem, right? So that's what we are all trying to
that's
achieve.
right. That's right. So basically, let me show you a little bit example. Let me share some screen.
For sure.
Okay. So basically, this is Munex, one of the ecosystem built on Pulse chain, one of the first in
Mhm.
Asia. So let's look at maybe we have got a few cross-chain bridge that is really convenient, and I think you can also check it out. So it's called Liberty Swap,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
I wait a moment. So it's called Liberty Swap. So when you come to Liberty Swap, right, the integrated chains for the cross chain is it has support for USDC from Base, Ethereum, BSC, Arbitrum, and even Solana, right? Then for USDT,
Mhm.
for there's BSC and Ethereum. For DAI, there's like
Mhm.
Ethereum. For ETH, like Pulse chain to Ethereum, right? So there's a lot
Mhm.
of support for any bridges, and it's done within minutes. So let's just say you want to bridge a USDC to Porsche. Yeah, so there's like a 0.3% protocol fee right here. And sometimes you can even opt for a gasless mode. So basically, it will be covered by Liberty Swap's team. Yeah, so this is also a shout out for them. They have been doing a great job. They make bridging much more easy right now and convenient. Yeah, so even if you want to just swap directly to Monex, this could be done, right? So it's really convenient, and it's done in a minute. Yeah. If not, if you go to the official bridges that was developed by the official team, so it supports like
Mhm.
Ethereum to Pulse chain. However, this procedure, it will take like 30 minutes for you to get it through after the validation. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so these are the things that is pretty cool, and it's already on Pulse chain and actively traded. Yeah,
Mhm.
actively being used as well. So if you want to talk about like a
Mhm.
DEX aggregator, like similar to Jupiter, right? So I think this is a
Mhm.
pretty awesome DEX aggregator also, where a lot of users, if you want to transact on Pulse chain, you can basically
Mhm.
use like this DEX aggregator where it finds you like the best, one of the best option that you can get. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
these are the routes that you will take into consideration whenever you want to integrate a new chain and develop something, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Actually, the thing is, what I noticed is clean UI and clean interactions so that there is no distractions for users who want to use it. So, a lot, we can see a lot of exchanges or bridges and applications or chains that distract a lot with unwanted interactions or unwanted connects, unwanted signings,
Yeah.
that where we lose the pay, we lose the users. Even we also like even Pulse Shine, Bridges, or even KiraPay. What we want is, we want to minimize as many interactions as we can, because a lot of users, they are going to wallet connect, but while getting checkouts, they have some fear, because they're not 100% sure how much amount is gonna be deduct, right? Because all the wallet doesn't supports the simulations results. Just like I just show you, Rabbit supports it, right? Or MetaMask also supports the simulations. Like, so we need these kind of new features in every wallet so that it helps a lot. And also, again, the payment friction, the biggest payment friction in crypto payments is massive different fragmented tokens, right? So we also want to eliminate these payment friction too. So the further, we need such bridges, we need such dex aggregators, we need such products, which helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. So we just want to make things easier for people and then more convenient and definitely cost efficient, right? Blockchain itself has already helped in that sense where we don't need to, we have better option. We don't need to go through bank TT already for international transfer, and it takes days, right?
Exactly.
And also
Correct.
the centralized counterparty issue. Yeah. So I think um, we are expecting better stuff and exciting news coming out from KiraPay also, and with more integration with chain. So another question for you right here is that from a developer standpoint, right? There are so many chains out there. We have started from Bitcoin and then Ethereum, and then
Yeah,
EVMs. There are thousands of it now, I think, including layer one, layer two, layer threes, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So
please.
as a developer, if you are looking at a decentralized and a security term, which would you prefer and recommend? Was it layer one or layer two? Yeah.
Yeah, it 100% depends on the use case you are building, right? So for example, how I see these layer 1 layer 2s are, so imagine if you want to do just a normal token transfers, if the particular transactions are not too important, I would say you can just go with any layer 2s who offers less gas fees and less quicker time. But at the end, any layer 2 or any layer 3 which built on top of any layer 1 EVM, so at the end we have two different rollups. Like, one is optimistic rollups and second is zk rollups. So if you want to go through, like if you're building some applications and related to some zero knowledge proofs, then you should use these layer twos which built as a zero zk rollups. But at the end, what these rollups do is they bundle the transactions, they minimize the transactions, and they will settle in the EVM itself. But we every person, they don't know what's exactly going on. But every transaction which happening on any layer 2 layer 3s, at the end it will get bundled somehow, and it will get settled, and it will get settled in the layer 1 itself. As we if it's an optimistic rollup, it will settle through different mechanism. If it's a zk rollup, it will settle through different mechanism. That's it. So the use case depends, like which one to choose is 100% depends on the use case.
Okay. I mean, like
There
I
is
kind of
less.
understand the point where they just bundle it up and then do the roll up so that they can process it like after. However, what they have to sacrifice in order to do that, in order to achieve like much cheaper gas fees and faster speed for the user.
Okay, so okay, look it like this. So there's a EVM, right? So to perform a EVM transaction, so now EVM has their own architecture, right? So EVM has their own architecture to do any competition. So whenever you're making a transaction, it needs some computation, right? So this computation is comparatively high charge, right? So it requires some more money to run this computation. This leads to the high transaction fees or gas fees if you do directly on layer 1. So now the main purpose of layer 1, layer 2, sorry, layer 2s and layer 3s are not building a different blockchains. The main perspective of this layer 1 and layer 2 is to support Ethereum layer 1 to achieve the gas fees and to achieve the faster transactions, all this stuff. So now what this layer to do is, now this layer to take all the transactions. For example, at this time, at this point of time, imagine uh, from now, imagine 1 minute. So imagine there's 100 transactions. Now these blockchains, this layer 2 blockchains, what they do, they collect all this data, right? They collect all this data and they bundle into the as minimal uh, bytecode as possible. So at the end, we pay gas fees for the size of tokens we are using, and that depends on the size of particular transaction. If it's the less the size of the transaction, the less gas fees it cost, right? So now these people, what they're doing, they're taking all this thing and they're settling in EVM, which at the end you can track payment in EVM too, right? So now it's setting in EVM, but it will take a lot of time. But I would say, if you are most concerned about security, so definitely just go with EVM layer one. So, and if you have no problem with gas fees and if you're concerned about security, you should use EVM. But no one knows what exactly goes underline any layer 2 applications, because you can consider it's also a pseudo centralized. It's not 100% centralized, but till some extent, EVM chains, layer 1 chain is far more decentralized, more secure than any layer 2s or layer 3s.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly the point that we are talking about, which is why Pulse Chain, being a layer one, has a great advantage there as well. Even though, yes, layer twos like Arbitrum and Optimism, they have like crazily cheap fees, right? So this is one competitive advantage, I would say. Then, what about like other than EVMs, like Solana? What do you think of that on the tech perspective?
Yeah, so on text perspective, Solana. So I'm not very much expert into Solana, but there are a few times I tried Solana. I lost hope on Solana like it's like 2 3 years back. They usually shut it down and you can't perform some transaction due to some latency and all this stuff. So in perspective of technical terms, usually people use Rust, people are building good applications. So still Solana also need to make it more decentralized. So there are a lot of news saying most of the nodes were hosted on AWS, right? Which is, what does it mean? It just says some centralized. So what if AWS fails? Half of the your nodes get failed, right? After the people nodes will get failed, there is no use. So this is how I look Solana and all the other things. I actually like Polkadot as a layer zero. One, what they're doing, they're providing different parachains which helps to create applications as a parachain and providing architecture of this which creates more decentralized stuff. So I'm not very much explored into Solana, but this is how I look.
Interesting. So what's your like the main forte of chain? I mean, like Bitcoin for sure, right? And what maybe on a
Yeah.
layman term, how do you define like Bitcoin chain, the blockchain, and also comparing to like EVM?
Yeah, simple. If you want to make peer-to-peer transaction, it's a Bitcoin, evergreen. Bitcoin will be evergreen. And if you want to utilize the blockchain technology, basically the distributed ledger, to build an application, choose other chains. It's as simple as this. If you want to make only payments, and Bitcoin is for only payments. And yeah, there is a lot of things going on in Bitcoin, building applications, but it's not very much stable. Initially, it's not suitable for building applications. For payments, Bitcoin. And for any applications, if you want to utilize the blockchain as a technology, as a some cryptographic techniques, which if you think it helps, if you think it helps as a distributed systems, then choose other chains to build an applications.
Interesting. Okay, so back to I think it could be part of what KiraPay is offering, and also the mechanics that really work things through, right? So let's say, I mean, I'm sure you have heard of I think like was it Cash App, right? Or something like a Bitcoin Lightning Cash or something. So where you are able to
Okay, okay,
just
like,
use Bitcoin as payment. So how I mean, we all know that Bitcoin takes like 10 minutes per block for one transaction. For the transactions that
correct.
happen, yeah, for several transactions per
No,
block.
no. So yeah, yeah, per block, the average time they set it as a
That's
10 minutes
right.
per
That's right.
block.
So like apps like maybe so soon QRPay, how do you make go through instantly? Like within seconds. And then what are the counterparty um, pros and cons that is in the picture to in order to make it happen?
So definitely, like whenever you're building any payment gateways, the finality of the blockchain 100% matters. So even whenever we support Bitcoin, and if there is a high traffic on Bitcoin, so definitely there is high chance of taking a larger time where we can't do anything when we use these three layers. But one thing, any liquidity, like one thing, any dex aggregator or one thing, any exchanges, what they need to focus on, keeping the liquidity more stable, right? So there is a chance of getting what's the main reason to fail the swaps. The main reason is the
Yeah,
liquidity. That's it.
makes sense.
So what how we are planning is having our own liquidity in multiple different chains and just transferring tokens, just like transferring from one wallet to another wallet, so that it won't go through a lot of protocols and a lot of different API calls. We will just need to minimize API calls and all this stuff to make it more seamless and more
Yeah.
faster. Did you get my point?
Yeah,
This is
I
what I
get your
mean.
point because that's exactly the thing that we will consider, right? Because if you are standing as a builder standpoint for let's say KiraPay, you will consider like the bridging fees as well. Yeah, that's another fees right there. So if you have set up a liquidity pool, let's say on Pulse chain, let's say on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, right? You have multiple pools. So what you said is right. 100% agree. You just need to have enough liquidity to make sure that you can support all the usage, the use cases.
Correct. Yeah, definitely any tech will easily detect whenever the payment is received. So now we use some webhooks or some any things and will trigger the payment from another liquidity pool. As simple as that. There is no bridging and all this stuff. That's the thing. Also, like we can also talk about like why the Bitcoin is limited to 10 minutes. Why can't we do it in very quick here? Like what's the reason behind putting a 10 minutes as an average block time? So why people not able to make it in a within a 1 minute and all this stuff? It's very interesting topics.
Yeah, cool. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, I think that's a pretty informative session that we have with Nithya here. So let's maybe give your last piece of sharing that you would like, let's say for the audience that who are new into this space, what would be one piece of crypto advice in your sense to share for anybody out there?
Correct. First, for normies who entering into web 2, web 3, sorry, web 3, so don't look crypto is a scam. Crypto is not a scam. Crypto is just another currencies which makes your life easier. And whenever you're trying to make payments, choose wallets properly. Go with non-custodial for having all authority on particular wallet. So always using centralized wallets or centralized exchanges always risky. Definitely there is a risk factor in here. We all see how centralized exchange is getting hacked, right? And third thing is, whenever you're making a transaction, right, whenever taking a transaction, just make sure you're doing just make sure all the addresses so that you never lose any money. And the important thing is, there are a lot of scammers in crypto, just because there's a scope of the scammers a lot compared to any other web tool, like any other applications or any other technologies, right? So just keep in mind what you are doing. So don't engage with every single unrecognized tokens. Just start with more unique tokens, like more stable tokens. Like do get into the crypto payments only with Bitcoin or Ethereum in the beginning, so that you will understand slowly what the tokens, so that you yourself evolve the payments and all the stuff. Then you can slightly use other tokens, so that it makes a lot of stuff, or a lot of it makes sense a lot, right? So I would suggest use only recognized tokens at this beginning, so that you never lose. And don't get directly into the trading, because a lot of people who getting into web3, they are looking crypto to trade,
They want to
to
get
earn
rich
money,
quick.
to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I saw people, they just entered into web3 a month ago, and they're trying to trade on 10x leverage and 15x leverage, and asked why. and he literally told me crypto is for trading. I was like, who told you crypto is for trading? Crypto is not for trading, right? So I just asked, have you ever traded your INR? Right? It's not like that, right? So bet on a change that matters, not on the hype of the social media. Because if you have proper marketing team, you can just literally market got hype a lot of new blockchains, and there's high chance of getting scammed. So this is what I say. That's it. Like, also a lot of countries getting trying to introduce stable coins. Even Dubai is starting having their own stable coin. Even very recently, 2 to 3 months back, our finance minister indicated about stable coins for cross border payments. So when these come into the picture, then makes sense for a lot of new normies to use the blockchain payments. And also stable coins is the perfect choice for anyone who want to enter uh, to use cross border payments, because there is no value change, right? So if there is any ETH or any token, there's high chance of fluctuations like 10%, 20% in a single day. It's
Yeah.
not stable yet. So I would say use stable coins in the beginning, which makes a lot of sense.
I mean, for payment usage, right, for businesses. But well, again, if there's no volatility, there's no opportunity, right? So it depends on
Correct,
the risk and reward.
correct, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
at least let's not do leverage trading, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So this
Sport
is
is always needed.
yeah, that's a huge teaching that we have been seeing. If you can, if you have time, you can actually go to Richard Hartwin on YouTube. There's like a lot of live streams, and he always tells people not to trade, yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to leverage trade, not to gamble, yeah. So these are the things that literally you will lose yourself out, even though you had a taste of gains in the beginning, but that is only for a short while, because once you build up that kind of greed that you have, you think that, oh, money could be made so easily with leverage trading. You could also
yeah,
lose it all over split second, like that. Like back in October 10, it was the largest liquidation event ever, right?
yeah,
So let's avoid that, and we are here for long term. So for
yeah.
Pulse Asian TV, for like Nitin right here, I'm pretty sure that we have the like-minded mind share that we are here building to allow more people to learn about the blockchain technology, to get exposed to crypto in a good way. Yeah, so I think what you said was really great, that Bitcoin, Ethereum could be where you get started, especially for new normies that have not started anything, right?
Yeah,
So other that, if you are looking for because for what I see, right, whatever that is happening right now in the Web3 world is actually mirroring what exactly happened in the traditional world,
correct.
except that we are the movement right here is shifting much faster, at a faster pace compared to the traditional world.
Yeah,
So yeah, so this is what I see. So I think opportunity wise, for people who wants to come into this industry, whether you are a traditional business owner or individual, and if you have a great idea or business concepts that you think utilizing blockchain can make it even better, welcome to be part of the crypto startup entrepreneur, right? So I think there's a lot of great ideas that actually exist in the crypto world since already. However, maybe it's because of the team, the operations, the tech, maybe sometimes, right? Any elements could be the reason of the failure, or maybe lack of funds, right? So if you have great ideas or already see the ideas somewhere in like very matured markets like Ethereum and maybe Solana, but if you want to do that thing in Pulse Chain, you can check it out, because it might be a first mover advantage for you. Yeah, for anybody. Yeah. So a lot of times we are talking about what first mover advantage you have, and what kind of product market fit that you have. If you have a good project idea, good um, maybe like doing like fully decentralized way, I think Pulse Chain is a great community for builders like that, right? Just an example, we talk about one of the largest lending protocol on Pulse Chain we have is called Liquid Loans. Back in 2022, before Pulse Chain went live, I think the sacrificial phase they did also did like $50 million. So that is a huge amount from the community, right? But
yeah,
what's next is we are not just talking about this political statement from the sacrifice from the people. We are talking about if you have a strong will that you want to build something and you want to make it a legacy, welcome to do that, right? We welcome more good actors and builders to do that. So again, thank you, Nitin, for your time like this evening, right? We are truly pleasure to have you with us. Yeah. So looking forward to when KiraPay is going live. When is it going live next?
So it's beta access, so it might take couple weeks uh, to support almost all of the chains.
Hmm.
So right now we support most of the chains, but still we're adding more chains like Pulse chain, like you just mentioned. We really need this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably couple weeks. So there is no fixed date right now. So again, I want to mention is one more thing is whoever entering into this payments, crypto payments, never trust anyone who says invest on this coin to get 10x.
Yeah.
Yeah, never trust anyone.
That's right.
Even I got scammed a lot of things. Even knowing the reasons, even knowing how it happens, still I got scammed. So this a lot of
So there's like bad actors everywhere in every
everywhere.
industry, right? So we
Yeah,
just need to be extra aware and do your own research, right? So again, a disclaimer here as well. We are just delivering informations and discussing transparently for our audience to learn about what we do and also what Pulse Asian TV and the guests that we welcome to join us on this Pulse Asian TV as well, right? So
correct.
again, thank you, Nitin. So with that, we have come to the end of Pulse Asian TV episode 6. So a big thank you to everyone tuning in tonight, right? So whether you are watching it live or catching the replay later, your support is what keeps this platform growing. So a huge shout out again to our special guest, Nitin from KiraPay, for sharing the vision and the technology, right? And the commitment to build a real impactful solution in this crypto payment scene. So to our co-host MacB, who couldn't be here with us, I think he really wished to be here, but he basically got hospitalized. So your presence was missed. Okay, at Pulse Asian TV, our mission remains the same: to highlight the strongest builders, educate the community, and make ASEA's builders' voice louder in this global Web3 zone. So again, I'm Asian on Pulse signing off. Stay curious, stay bullish, and keep building. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me and yeah, cool.
Ciao.